August 4, 2020. A devastating explosion rattled the streets of Beirut, killing 217, wounding 7,000, leaving 150 with debilitating disabilities, and displacing over 300,000 people from their homes.
كمحل كان جوزي هون أنا كنت بالبيت بس يعني كل شيء هيدا اللي بتشوفيه كان كله بالأرض من كل شيء بضاعة من كل شيء إزاز برادات كل شيء ما في شيء.
According to the World Bank, the explosion caused an estimated 3.8 to 4.6 billion in substantial damages.
أنا يعني لو ضليت بالمحل كنت متت لأنه كل شيء هبط بالمحل، هي الطاولة اللي بقعد عليها مع الكرسي كانوا هون، يعني كانوا إجوا علي وقت اللي كله اللي حوالي عم تشوفيهم إزاز فيترين ولا شيء المراية الورقة هي الكبيرة ولا شيء البضاعة راحت.
It has been 2 years since the crisis has escalated and shattered daily lives of the Lebanese people. Yet, the government failed to implement structural and effective policies and resolutions to ease the situation. So what is happening in Lebanon? Most medications and baby milk are no longer available in pharmacies as the economic crisis continues to intensify. The economic collapse shrunk the currency to a tenth of its one-time value, making the Lebanese lira lose more than 85% of its worth.
الدولار عم يطلع، بتفوت على السوبر ماركت تشتري غرضين بيطلعوا 200,000 يعني هلا مش طبيعي، فواكه ما فيك تجيبها على البيت. أقل كيلو كنا ندفع 4-5,000 الكيلو، هلا صار 25-30,000 الكيلو. ولك مشي ربطة الخبز صارت 5,000 كانت 1,005. يعني كله عم يطلع، اللحمة ما بقى نجيبه على البيت 150,000 الكيلو أو 200,000. يعني العالم مش بس أنا عم بحكي إنه هيك عم يصير فينا، العالم كلها هيك.
The lira now trades for more than 16K compared to the exchange rate 2 years ago, 1,500. The hyperinflation occurring in the market drove more than 50% of the Lebanese to be below the poverty line as they can no longer afford essential commodities. Lebanon heads for a blackout as electricity reserves deplete, prohibiting the government from buying fuel for power stations. This has led the people to rely on generators and candles.
هلا كلهم عم يبكوا قصة المطار، كلهم عم يبكوا بيجوا بالدور تراس كيف بدك تدفعي المطار؟ مليون بده على 5 أمبير، يعني إذا بدي أطلب أنا للأي سي بصير 10 بدهم مليونين، نحن ما عم نطلعهم، حالي بالويل يعني حالي بالويل، قد ما نحن عم نجرب نشد حالنا بنرجع نلاقي بشي رجعنا لورا.
The Lebanon fuel crisis is at an all-time low. Lines now stretch for miles at gas stations as vehicles wait for hours in exchange for minimal amounts of ration fuel they are allowed at a time. In addition to the social unrest, the pre-existing economic burden resulted from the Syrian refugee crisis got deepened along with the new escalations. With over 1.5 million refugees, the Lebanese government fails to accommodate the Lebanese and the Syrians.
هن عم ياخذوا من قدامنا كل شيء لأنه الأمم المتحدة عم تدفع لهم بالدولار لأنهم فريش ماني لهم دولار، يعني خلص يقتنعوا باللي هيدا. إذا بتشوفي النهار اللي يجي كميون الجيش ليعطينا كرتونة أو شيء يطبوا السوريين وياخذوا، يعني كان أكتر وجود السوري أكتر منا نحن.
An estimated 1/3 of Syrian families do not have official refugee status, therefore undocumented, leaving their children vulnerable to exclusion from education and other services. Child labor and early marriage represent further threats to their well-being, putting both women and children at risk, all while the refugee camps are continuously growing, and those children are the next generation on our streets. This significant population increase has had an overwhelming effect on the country's already weak infrastructure and economy. New solutions need to be found, or else chaos will continue its reign. We now plead for help. Without international interference and aid, nothing will change. No one will be held accountable, and our beautiful country will perish.
Alone, I can do nothing. Together, we can irreversibly advance the frontiers of peace, dignity, justice for all mankind.
A corruption cleansing. We urge the United States to join other nations in demanding an end to corruption in Lebanon by enforcing steps according to the UN Convention Against Corruption. Beirut blast investigation. We urge civil society and organizations to join the Human Rights Watch, calling on UN Human Rights Council to investigate the Beirut blast as well as demanding for accountability. Safe return of the refugees. Syrians should be aided by the international community in returning safely to their homeland, allowing Lebanon to deal with its ever-growing national crisis.